Hi folks, happy Saturday. Out here at Learning Gardens Lab with the birdsong in Farmer in Residence plot. Just following up on last week's transplant of this bed of scallions and spinach and lettuce there, and Copenhagen Market green spring cabbage. Just brought the Coleman hoe out. Coleman hoe is this specialized hoe that you that is for surface cultivation, so and thread stage weeds. So just when the weeds are emerging and they have their little seedling leaves or cotyledons out, and you actually hold this hoe with your thumbs pointing up the handle, if that makes sense. So it's really a great tool for ergonomic farming and gardening, because you're using a flat back and you're standing up straight and just using the handle of the tool for the action of the cultivating action. And you can see that when you do that, we get these little, just the little white rootlets of those. These are probably tomatoes and tomatillo seedlings, but that will be enough to make sure that these cabbages are in really good shape, to have minimal weed competition, really give them a head start. They went in as transplants into a pretty weed-free bed. They've been weeded now. Might weed them one more time, but should be minimal. We're not going to cultivate the surface much more. Going to get some water on them later today, just because we've had some dry days. I want to make sure that they get good and established. And you can see the difference here on our arugula and potato bed, that we've got some other little seedlings in there. That's an arugula, you know, these rows of arugula. Here's the potato starts just coming through, but we've got little bits of weeds that are in between. When we harvest the arugula, we'll be picking out a lot of weeds, which is just the way it goes. Especially on this site, we've just got heavy weed pressure. Anybody who's grown out here has passed that along to me over the years. It's tough because there's just a lot of weeds, and you can see the bed where the black plastic is going to be flipped over. We got cabbages and purple sprouting broccoli in the ground right now. That's going to get harvested in the next couple of weeks, and that plastic will get flipped over so that we can turn those beds to summer crops. But there's lots of weeds in there. So this is one of the ways that we deal with weeds in already planted beds. Big thing about weed is, for the most part, your best bet is to keep the weeds from setting seed. Now, we haven't done a great job of that, but that's really how you draw down on what's called the weed seed bank, the bank of seeds that are in the top 6 inches of the soil that through cultivation you bring to the surface, and they germinate and compete with your crops. It's why no-till cultivation can really be effective for just not bringing any weed seed to the surface. They don't get the chance to germinate. Now, that doesn't account for tough perennial weeds like quack or couch grass, field bindweed, or invasive morning glory, and dandelion, things like that. But this is doing a lot to make sure that the annual competition goes down. And I'll do a walk around for some weed ID. I've done that in a couple other clips, but want to just revisit that so folks have a sense of what I'm talking about when I talk about persistent perennial weeds or kind of the annuals that are seeding. So thanks for watching.